Thank you for listening to the Old 77 podcast.
Doesn't that stuff cause brain damage?
Only if you take it like every day for a month.
I'm so wasted!
We all know that this is a safe place.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's right.
Yes.
In an unsafe world, like, I knew I was going to have to do it.
Oh, he was waiting for us
Sure.
to say,
Yeah.
say it back.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
But I think you're going to need to start having a weekly segment called The Danger Zone. Where you
Oh,
guys-
that's a good one.
Because that got heated.
Yeah.
So we.
I was like, oh no, no.
Yes, it did.
Tell you what, we should be cellmates. I don't snore, and I'm a pretty quiet masturbator. Hell, I'll even give you the top bunk.
Hey, bitches, this is the Old 77 Podcast.
It's a safe place.
In an unsafe world.
Help ensure future episodes by becoming a subscriber. Find out how at patreon.com/theold77podcast. Now, let's get on with the show.
Live from our Jefferson City studios, Jeff City West. It's the Old 77. We're a safe place.
In an unsafe world.
What's up, man?
World. In honor of Maddie Francis. It's not an episode if we don't do that.
If we don't do the echo live.
Since Maddie's not here to do that
That's
echo,
Maddie's thing, man.
we're doing it in his
Right.
honor tonight. Miss you, brother.
Yeah, so we had we're having a pretty rough week.
Things
at
have been
work.
busy.
Yeah, I got it, man.
Things have been busy.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
that
yeah.
time of the year.
Absolutely, dude. Crazy.
If the folks out there don't know it, we are ninjas.
Oh, yeah,
that's what we do
absolutely.
during the day. And
Yeah.
ninja season picks up late, late
In the
summer.
fall.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when things start to cool down and get.
Yeah.
I mean, it's too hot to do
You're
any
right.
ninjaing right now.
Oh man, who wants to go out in the black right now?
It's too humid for ninjaing.
Ninjaing.
Yeah, it's too humid for that shit.
I love that.
Yeah. Always wanted to be a ninja as a kid.
Oh, me too.
We
I was-
probably shared that since we both loved the martial arts.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
I was the fat ninja who probably always carried his sword around. Oh, guaranteed I always carried my sword around.
What age did you start martial arts?
I started a couple of different times. Like I started when I was like maybe 12, 13, and then I picked it up again like at 14, 15, 16, and then I got my license in a car and I was out.
Samesies.
The poontang was calling. I did not want to be around a bunch of sweaty dudes.
Yeah, it's actually ironic.
Girls were a lot nicer.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened to me too. Exactly what happened to me.
But it's ironic because I went out and found friends that were dudes and I just hung around with them.
not me.
If I had known then what I know now, Dave, I would have slain. I'm just saying.
Me too, man.
Had I only known that girls were just as insecure
Yes.
and weird and
Yeah.
strange like I was
Yeah.
and am,
Yes.
I would have been a lot more comfortable with approaching different ladies and
Yes.
different people and different situations.
Yeah, me
You know?
too. If you could only go back in time, right?
Right.
What's the song by Faces? Ooh la la.
Ooh la la.
Yeah.
Oof.
Wish that I knew what I know now when I was
That's
younger.
that's a good segment. By the way, thanks to our friends at the Jeff City Paranormal Society. They're our Patreon patrons and Biscuit Strength. What
Biscuit
up, Taylor?
Strength.
But that's a great segue, Dave. We're talking about going back in time, right?
We are. We're going into the Wayback Machine.
This is a different kind of show today. So it's all audio only. Mm-hmm. You won't be able to see today's show.
Nope.
We're just kind of hanging out. Dave and I are doing our thing. We're going to talk about some of our episodes starting from number 1 all the way up to number, 33, I believe.
Something like that.
We started video at 34. So 1 to 33 was just podcast.
It was just audio only.
Yep.
And then the video. The video has evolved quite a bit.
Video's evolved a lot. Yeah.
Ever since
It's fixing to evolve even more, too, I hope.
always evolving around
Yeah,
here.
man.
That's good though.
That's good. If we want to keep doing this,
If you're
we
not-
need to evolve.
If you're not growing, you're dying, bro.
Right.
Gotta grow.
I want to do something for episode 77.
Right, we
We were
talked
all
about
talking
that.
about that here a while back. So maybe we can do a live remote, some kind of thing for 77. I think that'd be cool.
I think that would be awesome.
Right?
It's a big number for us.
It is a big number. I mean, we are the old 77.
Obviously, right? So, what do you think? Should we give the first? We're going to talk about the very first episode.
We were
right
going to play a few clips from
Yeah.
from some of our previous episodes. So this one is from our very first episode,
the pre-Dave era.
Yeah, this is the pre-Dave era right here. So
Things were so much simpler back then.
It was strange. We did a lot of our recording in a different studio. We thought we were going to do all of our shows in that studio. Thank God we're not.
Yeah.
We have our own studio now, so that's nice. It was nice though at that point because we just had access to so many different professionals to just sit down and talk.
You could just
pick
them out of the
hallways. We actually had a guy walking down the hallway, looked in, and was like, "Hey, I want to come in there and do that."
That's right.
Get in here.
And he ended up telling us a pretty great story too.
We don't have that story here,
That's
but
okay.
here's the intro for our very first show. You'll notice a few things are different, by the way. Hey, welcome to the Old 77. We're a safe place for an unsafe world.
It's very unsafe
Very
right now.
unsafe today. I'm today's host. My name is Scott. Everyone on today's show has either been in radio in some capacity. They've been in the front office. They've been on the air. They've been doing production. And everyone who's been in radio, I guarantee, has a story to tell, because that's it right there. I mean, I guarantee they have some kind of radio story to tell. Radio people are special.
In more ways than one.
Let me tell you.
Glad I get to be one of them these days.
So what was the story that you really enjoyed that he told? Do you remember it?
It's been so long I don't remember all of the details, but basically it involved a coworker who was doing some lewd things over the phone, I believe, right? Am I getting it right? Yeah.
I think so.
And then like his big boss found out about it
Yeah.
and it was funny. If you haven't listened to it, folks, it's great.
Yeah, and our show has changed so much since that very first episode.
Yeah.
Like I said, we weren't even in a studio. The three of us weren't really together yet.
No, not at all, actually.
We weren't together at all.
Yeah.
I mean, Dave was a friend, but we didn't really record with him. I mean, Dave doesn't come over to my house every Thursday up till that point.
True.
True. He does now.
Pretty much.
Dave's a regular at my place. My dog,
Yeah.
we've got the 3-dog alarm system at
Yes.
my house,
Yeah.
and they don't even bark at Dave anymore.
That's not true, Scott. We know that.
Well, the little one will always bark at you.
Yeah, Maggie doesn't bark at me, but Maggie never
Oh,
barks.
Maggie loves... I swear to God, if somebody broke into my house, Maggie would help them rob us.
Absolutely.
Oh, I'm so happy that you're here. Oh,
She's the sweetest dog.
She
ever.
is. She's a great dog.
Yeah, so I'm glad I get to be at your house.
But don't
every
break into
Thursday.
my house. I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, you're not. Don't even try.
Don't even try that shit.
Every week I try like hell.
Right.
Sneak into your house and be super quiet.
Well, like we were saying earlier, man, ninjas in the blood, trying to get in.
Yeah, man, no. It's true. Dogs have super hearing because I can't even hear myself when I leave and they come around.
Sometimes,
Yeah.
Sometimes those dogs are. I swear, man, I pull in and they're yipping at me. They're ready at the back door. What's going on?
That's good though. You'll be
What's
thankful.
going on?
You'll
Yeah.
be thankful if anything, if anybody ever tries to break into your house.
Oh, I hope not.
Plus, you've got katana swords, so you're good, man.
Yeah, but I mean, they're downstairs wrapped up.
You should keep one.
I keep the gun upstairs, though.
Oh, okay. Well, then there you go. Okay, I wasn't sure. I didn't
Outrun that thing.
Yeah, that's true, man. Well, it's been a pretty interesting ride from episode 1 all the way to what are we at? 60.
We are at 60. This episode right here is 67.
67. So a lot has changed.
Right.
For one thing, you guys have another host that you didn't have on the first
We do.
show. Yeah.
We have guests on all the time. It seems like we're constantly having different people on. So that's one of the charms I think I really like about our show is I think people are like, holy Christ, what's going on over there? You know, there's always new people on our show, and it all started with the very first guest.
That's right. Who could that
I mean,
have been?
who could that have been?
I don't know.
It's so strange.
Should we find out?
I think we should. Why
Okay.
don't you play that over there for us?
Let's do that.
Yeah. Today marks the first milestone for us. We have a very special guest in studio today.
Our first guest ever. In our newborn podcast.
What, our 5th episode? Please welcome Dave to the show.
Hey.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Dave, yeah, man, it's great
What's
to
up,
have
man?
you.
I'm super excited. You guys know that this is a topic.
We were
that
talking
I
about
live in,
UFOs
so-
and abductions and all sorts of stuff, man.
That was so much fun. Do you remember I brought like 6 books with me?
You did. You came with like a library
Pretty much.
The backpack was overfilled
Yeah.
with books.
Yeah,
Yeah, he was
absolutely.
ready to talk, man.
Yeah, it was fun. It was and
I remember he said afterwards, we got done, we were like, hey, man, come back anytime. And he was like, I'm going to take you up on that. If you notice, we made Dave the third.
the
third host.
Oh, the third host. Yeah, of course, man.
Dave's
it's
in
been
on it.
it's been so fun. Like if somebody would have told me, you know what, a year and a half ago.
Right. Oh man, we have been doing this for a year and a half now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If somebody would have told me a year and a half ago, like, yo, bro, you're gonna be doing a podcast. You're gonna be hanging out with two of your best friends. You know, you're gonna get to meet all kinds of new people through this. You're gonna.
That's the weird thing.
Yeah, you're gonna like. Great example is our homie JT that we were talking about off the air earlier. JT of the Paranormal Sun podcast.
Yeah. Who's getting ready to come back? He's putting out bonus content episodes now.
That's right. So, you know, that's just one example of somebody that I've met through doing this show that has become a friend of mine.
Yeah, you never would have met him.
Probably not.
elsewise.
Yeah, probably not, man.
I take that for granted, I guess. Because that dude, I've always known him. I didn't realize it until a couple years ago that he was actually in New Zealand.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I made the comment, I think our washing machine died. You know, and I may have been here actually when it happened. Or it was back home. It was back in Illinois. So we were back in Illinois and my washing machine died and we had to buy a cheap one to get by. Mm-hmm. And so we bought one like off some dude. It was just in his front yard. Mm-hmm. It's so weird. So yeah, go get that one. So we went and we got this washing machine and I made comment on Facebook and he was like, well, I got one sitting out back, but it's going to charge you a lot to ship it to you. And I was like, oh, well, I'll come get it, man. And he was like, no, you don't understand. And I was like, well, you're just north of Nokomis or whatever, right? Still in the area. And he was like, no, I'm in New Zealand now. Oh, okay. All right. Guess I won't be getting that one then.
Probably not. The shipping on that's got to be a bitch,
Because he was like, man, I'll just give it to you. But the shipping.
Yeah, right. Well, it's good that you guys were able to reconnect.
Yeah.
Right?
Facebook, man. As much as I rail on Facebook,
yeah.
I was able to connect to him, and I still am able to connect to other friends.
Me too.
You know?
We've talked about this before. It's a love-hate relationship.
Oh, God, yes, it is.
I took it off of my phone because it was wasting too much of my time when I had it on my phone. I do Instagram on my phone.
Yeah.
But I find Instagram, first of all, I don't spend nearly as much time on Instagram as I used to on Facebook.
I do, but for the show.
Well, the reason why I like Instagram is because generally speaking, just your Instagram feed is usually a lot more positive than your Facebook feed. It seems like, at least it has been for me.
Facebook seems to be a little more toxic, but nothing like Twitter.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh my God, dude. Twitter is just, ugh.
Nope, no thanks. I'm good.
I get depressed going through my Twitter feed. And I have 2 Twitter feeds. I have ours and the show's.
Yeah.
You know?
It's bad news all the time on Twitter.
Right?
Somebody's in trouble.
The world's ending.
Somebody's in trouble. I need to speak with a manager.
Right. Oh my God.
That's what Twitter is.
Oh my
now.
God. Twitter is the Karen of the social medias.
They let us, or they let people on Twitter have way too much power.
But they only have a limited amount of characters. That's what I don't understand.
Well, not anymore, because now they send like 8 tweets. You know, like
they'll
send a paragraph, but they'll split it up between 8
or 9 tweets.
So you can basically go as long as you want to on it, but no, I'm staying out of that atmosphere, man. I'm not touching it.
Not getting up in that?
Hell no.
Hell no.
No, thank you.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
So let's talk about. Well, what were we talking about on this episode? On the next one, on our next clip.
Our next clip. Speaking of guests, we tons of guests all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Another great guest that we had on. Matt and I were talking about urban legends, and we'd printed off. We still kind of hadn't nailed down a for sure format yet for the show. This was episode 8 came out. Oh wow, that would have been probably last September-ish.
Yeah, right. I
probably
think that's what
around.
We said. Yeah, September
around-ish.
2020. Mm-hmm.
Somewhere around in there.
Mm-hmm.
So, but we were talking about urban legends, and then Matt even brought up, he was like, dude, you know what? We were in between segments, and he was like, my dad has this, we got to get my dad on. I was okay, so we switched seats. We didn't even have headphone amps yet. I couldn't even hear really what was going on. I was sitting back just reacting to it.
Yeah.
And Matt's dad came on and told this, I'll let him tell it himself. I mean, it was quite the story for the Urban Legend episode.
And for those people that haven't listened to that episode, Matt's dad is very
he's a no-nonsense dude.
Yeah.
I love Matt's dad for the fact that at Matt's wedding, like, it's his wedding, right? Matt's from Philly. That dude, he is a ball of energy.
Right.
Like, he gets around his people. He is on all the time.
Yeah.
So they were like dancing. Maddie's like river dancing in the middle of this group of people, you know? And I look over and Matt's dad is holding a bottle of Jameson that he'd probably already drank.
Yeah.
Just looks at me and he's got this just sheer look of disgust on his face. And I'm like, "What's up, Jim?" And he's like, "Fucking kid don't get it from me. Must get it from his mother." I'm so ashamed. Like, basically, he was so upset with him because Matt's out there having fun. And then Matt goes to the next wedding we're at. He's out there dancing, having a great time.
Oh, so he had moves the whole time.
Right. He was just embarrassed, I guess. I don't know.
Well,
but Jim will tell it like it is.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like, you get a straight answer. He's not a bullshit.
No, he's a no bullshitter dude.
All right, let's listen to this story.
Jim Francis, straight from Philadelphia, PA, where the great state of Pennsylvania is still locked
Jim's
down
intro.
by quarantine.
You can't even get a haircut now.
Yeah, that sucks.
This is Jim.
Needs a haircut, too.
But, Dad, you still look handsome as ever.
I know.
He was feeling good this day, sitting on the back porch. So they were sitting on the swing, and he's sitting right next to Matt's mom, telling this story. This was the next part of the big Jim Francis story right here.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, that. Sorry. Scotty's over here looking at me like, hit the fucking button, Dave.
No, man. So that's not it.
Oh,
damn. I've got it. I don't know where it is.
Oh.
But
it's okay.
That must have been number 3.
Yeah.
We lost it. We lost a number in transit somewhere. But basically, he told a story where he was out in...
he was like camping or something, wasn't he?
No.
Okay.
He was necking.
Necking.
That was his words.
Yeah.
We were naked necking out in the Pine Barrens.
Yeah, and
it's real swampy out there. And I guess something like, almost like a Bigfoot, if you will, like picked up the back of their bumper and held the car in place.
Yeah.
While they were trying to get the hell out.
Yeah.
Said it was so weird and freaky.
Yeah, and he said that it kind of touched him too, right?
Like, no,
he could feel.
He felt the whatever it was. He felt it grab a hold of the car.
Yeah.
So like the jolt, the grab, that he remembered feeling that.
Yeah. And he was what? How old was he?
I don't remember how old he was.
19, 20, I think
Maybe.
he said something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
But then he had another one that
this one was when he was 4 years old.
That's this really scary one.
And it was like, I guess I don't know where they were. I naturally think they're in Philly, but
Yeah.
it probably wasn't. But wherever they were, they had an outhouse that was nearby, like where you would go down the steps to like a
Storm
cistern
cellar.
or a storm cellar or
Yeah.
something.
Mhm.
And he said that his uncle or somebody had just gotten injured at a workplace injury, and they had lost an arm. I guess they were bringing them in. He said he remembered seeing the bloodied shirt of him.
Right.
And he said he remembers looking out the window, and on the top of the outhouse, he saw this like shadow figure look right at him, and it jumped down like 6 feet. Like from the top of it to the ground, but it went down in the steps all in one fluid motion. It jumped from the top of the outhouse down to the bottom of the steps, and then he remembered seeing it, and then like it was he remembered God, I'm getting chills just describing it.
Yeah.
But he remembered seeing it very vividly, like from 4. And Matt even brought that up, like, wow, Dad, you're like 70-something now, and you still remember that. And he even said later in the interview that, like, later on, after all that, and he had seen it, one of the family dog, like, they found the family dog dead. Puddles, I think he said was the name. And he tried to tell, like, family members, and they were all like, oh, you didn't see anything. It ain't nothing. No.
Nobody believed him.
But that's what he saw.
That's crazy, man.
Right? Man, that's seriously, that's giving me chills. He said he remembered looking right at it. It looked at him, and then in one fluid motion, just like it took a step out and just fell straight down. Just whoop, right down and gone.
That's got to be one of his earliest memories.
at 4, I would think.
I don't remember much,
I mean, I remember
a little bit of 3, I think.
I think I remember 3.
Yeah.
Like singing with my mom, playing in boxes as a kid.
Yeah.
But
very small bits and
right.
pieces.
It's nothing. And I don't remember what was going on at the time.
It had to have been a pretty...
It's a significant memory for me, like, singing in a recorder with my mom and then playing it back.
Well, imagine how significant that memory must be for
Right.
Jim
Imagine how
Francis.
scared he was.
Yeah.
He still remembered it very vividly.
So, you mentioned that it was like a shadow type figure.
That's what he said.
That sounds very similar to the incident that I had with my sleep paralysis.
Right.
That we talked about.
We've
talked about it several times.
That episode's gotten a lot of talk, actually, and it seems
Yeah.
like a lot of people have that sleep paralysis.
Yeah, more
but
than
not everybody has the shadow figures.
No, but there does seem to be like the recurring cast of characters, there's not just the shadow, but there's the shadow beings, but there's a lady with long black hair that they call the old hag.
Wow.
A lot of people see her, and then there's the dude that they call the Hat Man.
The hat guy,
the dude that wears the fedora. And you see those characters keep popping up over and over and over again. But that's not the only thing that people see. There is, it runs the gamut. If this is something you're interested in, find the documentary The Nightmare.
Yeah.
It's called The Nightmare, and it's actually that was the movie that kind of like triggered my memory of having sleep paralysis. Was when I saw that movie.
When you saw that?
Because it was so terrifying. I had pretty much like repressed that memory and not really even consciously dealt with it. And then I just randomly clicking around on Netflix, I found that movie and watched it. And that it wasn't until I watched that movie that I realized, oh shit, this is something that happens to millions of people. Like literally, and it's been happening for years, and it happens all over the globe. Like pretty much every culture on the planet has a name for it. It's a real thing. Now, we can debate on what real means, but in the sense of the fact that it happens
if these people believe it,
yeah,
who am I to discredit them?
Well, man, I think I know I've told you that like that incident really kind of like shook my whole view of the world and
I get that.
And the universe, man. Like it triggered a lot of changes in my life.
I never really had that whole I remember having the sleep paralysis, like where I couldn't move.
Right.
But I've never had like the beings. I've only had the one, and that was strange enough.
Yeah. Yeah, and who knows, man? But it's such a fascinating subject, and dreams.
Right, dreams are so weird.
Dreams
and so funky.
Dreams are the weirdest, and sometimes.
But you know what? It's nice to like wake up and have a decent dream of someone.
Yeah, especially if it's somebody that isn't alive anymore.
So let me ask you this. Do you feel like those dreams are them? My mom always said that those dreams that you have when you wake up, like your grandma will come or something, know. Do you feel like that's your loved one visiting you in your dream? Because that's the only way now that we can communicate is through memory and vivid, like dream images.
I think it's possible, but I can't call it. Right. I think there's other ways that people can communicate to you.
Oh, I do too.
I
do too. My mom always swore when her mother died, which would have been like 73, I think, that like she said afterwards that she had a dream where they were all together, everybody in the whole family. They all got together and they were at somebody's house. I don't remember who it was. And she said she went out on the front porch and there was her mom in the chair. And she said, hey, come on over here and sit down. And so they sat down. And they were probably, I don't know, it was 70s. It may have been even earlier in her dream. I don't know. But she said they were out smoking on the front porch. And her mom said, she leaned in, gave her a kiss, said, I love you. And something else, I don't know what it was. And she goes, they all think I'm dead.
Wow.
And she goes, Mom, you are dead. And she's like, no, I'm not.
Wow.
But she remembered that vividly.
I wish I could say that I've had, lots of dreams with, like my grandpa. I remember having one dream with my grandpa in it, and it was like 2 days after he died.
Oh, really?
Like I was literally slept in his house that night.
Yeah.
My mom was there. My sister was there. Obviously, my grandma was there. And all I remember from the dream was him telling me, and I don't know what this means, but he told me that he wished I wish I wouldn't have read so many books. Yeah.
That's an interesting thought.
I know.
I mean, he would have probably, well, from what I know about your grandpa, he probably wished he had have not read and probably hiked more.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't know, man. And
I can't see that, though, from that kind of guy. I mean, he seemed like a very learned man.
He had a ton of books.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Maybe he just didn't like the fact that now they were going to have to get rid of all of his books.
Maybe.
You know?
I don't know. I hadn't thought about that. I wish I would have taken all of his old books, but
yeah,
I got a good few, but
that's good. I think we all have those kind of regrets, like when we lose someone, like, oh, I should have taken that.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
You know? Speaking of, let's take a break on that note.
Let's do it, Brad.
Can you throw me, so hit number 5 over there.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Hit me a banger, man, a clubby banger.
We're going to do some ya-ya.
Oh, let's do it.
Oh, hold on. Actually, let's do some Patrick Patricios.
All right. That's going to end real quick.
I know.
All right, so we're going to take a break. Thanks to the Jeff City Paranormal Society and Biscuit Strength for being our Patreon patrons.
We'll see you on the other side.
After this.
I'm bad at this, man.
And we're out.
I'm bad at this tonight.
Hey guys, it's Matt, and we always talk about Last Flight Brewing Company, and we never exaggerate on how good it is there. They have this wonderful indoor space where you can fit a bunch of your friends or your family. You can take your dog in there. Also, kids are welcomed. We can all drink as equals. It's a great spot. If you want to sit outside, there's tons of space. It's a great spot for a sunny afternoon with friends, families, even colleagues. You can do it all out there. Games, cornhole, whatever your vice is. They also have a carefully crafted beer menu which changes all the time. Each beer they put out is delicious. Also, Last Flight won first place at the Missouri Beer Festival. They've come a long way in a short time, so check them out. You can find them on Facebook and online at lastflightbrewing.com. If you're local, check out Last Flight Brewing Company today. Go enjoy some sunshine. Get off your couch. Go right now. Fill up your growler.
Your memories. Pregnancy, kids growing up, family, senior year of high school, getting engaged. You want to keep those moments forever. But the problem with most photographers is they decide which moments you keep. They'll sell you a single picture or a big all-inclusive package that might include photos you don't want at a cost that's outside of your budget. That's why I don't. You decide. A single photo, a single hour, you choose. You get all of your edited photos, everything, at Andrew Marie Photography. You get quality photos at prices you can afford. After all, they're your memories. Find us on Facebook, Andrew Marie Photography and Custom Design.
Welcome back to the old 77. It's a safe place.
In an unsafe world. Shout out to Maddie Francis. So, man, here we are again.
So back for segment 2.
Segment 2, kind of like the cool down,
Right.
I guess, tonight, I think, right?
We figured out our problem with the other one, you know. So we've got our other segment, Matt's dad,
We
talking
do.
about his encounter with the Jersey Devils coming up.
Yeah, I'm super excited about that one because it's
Right.
pretty fucking crazy.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Anything else we want to hit, or should we just jump right into it?
I don't know, man. Well, we want to thank our Patreon patrons.
Of course.
Biscuit Strength. Our
Taylor.
homie.
Our homie, Taylor.
What's up, man?
Jeff City Paranormal Society, Matt,
right.
Will, Aaron, Jacqueline.
They're man, I can't wait for their Halloween episode.
I know.
And we need to get those guys back on the show,
Yeah,
too.
I was just going to say, I can't wait to have them back on the show. We'll definitely get that done soon, probably within the next couple months.
I love having
would
those
say.
guys.
Yeah, it's always a good time.
Right.
Check them out. They're on YouTube. They're on Facebook.
Right.
I think those are the main two that they post to fairly
and
often.
If we're throwing shout-outs out, too, let's not forget about our boy JT and the Paranormal Son.
Absolutely.
Go
we're
check
gonna try
him
to
out,
get
too.
him back on soon,
yeah,
too.
I want to get him back on quickly.
And, of course, let's talk about, 60s Spirit. Oh, something exciting is happening over there, by the way.
What's happening?
They are...
New news at 60 Spirit?
Yes. They are taking over the property right next to them, which is like an old...
I've seen that.
Cash, like a check cashing place or like a title loan place or one of those things.
Good.
But, yeah, they're knocking their wall down, and they're going to move all into there, so they're going to have shit, man. That's going to at least...
That's going to be a big store.
Yeah,
then.
man. I mean, that's
Cool.
at least going to double them.
Dude, they need it.
Yeah, they do have a lot of stuff.
They got a
crammed in
lot
there.
of stuff in there.
I love stores like that, though.
I do too.
I love a good hippie store.
I was hoping, this is just me, but I was hoping they would, maybe leave a doorway so they could put a beaded curtain in.
They should.
Now
they've
should.
got the room to do it if they want to.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Also, our friends Hickman Automotive.
Yeah.
Check them out.
Let's talk about In the Groove Records.
Oh, In the Groove. That's right.
Man, they just moved to a new
They
building.
just got that new location.
What, 2-3 months ago? Maybe a little longer than that.
It's nice.
Go check them out.
Yeah, he gets new equipment all the time up in there too.
Yeah, vinyl. He gets brand new albums. Current releases.
All kinds
on vinyl.
Right.
Because vinyl is more popular than CDs now.
Speaking of current releases,
yes.
Do we have a current release tonight yet? Kanye's supposed to. This is what, the third time we've done a show.
This is the third.
And Kanye's supposed to have released an album.
Yeah, and so obviously the first time, 2 times it didn't happen. So we're hoping third time is a charm. So this one is happening.
Got my fingers crossed.
I
man.
know you do. I know you're praying for it, buddy.
Mm.
He's in Soldier Field tonight in Chicago.
Oh, that's right.
And apparently has built a replica of his childhood home from the south side of Chicago.
That's ridiculous.
Rumor is on the street that it's going to be burned down to the ground during the show tonight.
They're gonna burn it?
That's the rumor. So I don't know. It looks like it's going to be a pretty...
Why would he burn his childhood home?
I'm sure because he's an artist.
Let's dig into the Kanye.
It's symbolic. Maybe it's like a rebirth. And the name of the album is Donda, who is his late mother.
Oh, okay.
And so, so I think maybe it might be symbolic of him losing his mom. I'm just guessing. Because the whole album is basically a dedication to his mom. So
I get that.
I'm assuming it centers around that. So anyway,
I think it's just batshit crazy.
There's a little bit of that going on.
You know what else is batshit crazy? That story that Matt's dad told us.
Oh, what a good segue, man!
Right?
Let's hit it.
It's
You
like
ready?
I've done this before. Put that shit on.
Scott and I, we're getting into the subject of urban legends.
This was back in episode about the Jersey Devil, and Matt brought up that you had an experience with the Jersey Devil a couple of times.
You and your cousins.
Yeah, well, we were down the Brownsville. It's like the what do they call it?
The Pine Barrens.
The Pine Barrens,
Mm-hmm.
And it was pretty rough, like back then, And I had a '49 Plymouth. I wasn't too good with the car,
Yeah. So let me ask you a question, just to set it all up. Is this back in the early '60s?
I'd say it is '60s.
Late '60s, like mid '60s, before you got married.
Yeah, late '60s. Yeah.
That wasn't my
Okay,
mom.
and so it was you, your cousins.
Well, early '60s.
Now, were you coming from AC or were you going to AC?
We were coming.
Okay, so keep in mind now, Jim is telling this story sitting right next to his wife.
Yeah, the whole time.
Right, the whole time.
Yeah.
Like, dude's just laying all this out.
Which is pretty funny when you hear it, when you listen to it.
When you get to all the way through it,
Yeah.
holy cow. All right, go ahead.
Home from a dance
Oh, from a dance, okay.
down there. They had barn dances down there.
Sure. You said barn dances?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, barn dances.
They had cow tipping and stuff going on down there?
Yeah.
Cow tip.
You don't cow tip. I'm from the country. That's a myth.
I'm sure
Well, the
somebody's
Jersey
tried it.
country is a lot different than Midwest country. It's it's all swampland.
Yeah. It's not.
Well, I
farmland.
had picked some girl up.
Okay.
My cousin
Ooh.
picked some girl up, and we were going to. We almost had a fight.
Sure.
So we, decided to leave.
So this is on your way home from this dance that you guys stop
Well, we were
off to
gonna
the side of the road, right?
We were going to go down to the park
Okay.
and do some necking. Naked.
Yeah, he did.
Naked necking.
He's the
He's a necking pioneer, Jim Francis.
yeah, he's the player pioneer.
Yeah, player. Yeah. I wish.
So you were coming back from this dance, you were driving home, you wanted to stop off to the side of the road.
We stopped off and went down this ditch. This was in New Jersey before, everything started getting built up.
Sure, yeah. I mean, you're talking
still pretty rural.
Yeah.
Okay. So tell me in detail, like what exactly went on.
Well, we got comfortable as usual, and we heard this thing in the woods. We were coming out, like.
Sure.
And someone grabbed the bumper.
Okay.
Of the car.
So was it like a jolt? Was it like a jolt to the back of the bumper?
Yeah, it was like a jolt. So it was scary.
You could feel it holding on to you, like.
Yeah.
Wow.
It grabbed the bumper, and it was hard getting out because there's a lot of sand and whatever.
Oh yeah, sure, yeah. So what exactly did you see, like in your rear view mirror or your side mirrors?
This thing had a lot of hair.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was my other cousin, like.
Maybe it was just a hippie.
I thought it was my cousin. Outside that hairy motherfucker.
Sure.
And it was about 6 foot something, It
was like a tall being thing?
It was a linebacker, that's what it looked like,
Wow.
like big.
So did you see like the face or anything?
It was dark. It was pitch black.
Yeah.
I also seen a lot of hair,
So you didn't really see its face. You just saw the body of this thing.
Yeah,
It was your cousin.
And there was a time that
Could have been me.
we finally got home.
Me too.
Your grandfather said, "What happened to the car?"
Mm-hmm.
And I was still shaking.
How the hell do you explain that? By the way, there was some kind of creature that came out of the Pine Barrens and grabbed the back bumper.
Oh, you boys are drunk.
He'd be like, "What kind of acid did you take tonight, Jim?"
Well, there was no drugs back then.
Well, there was. It was just you weren't taking them.
Sleep it off. Yeah.
So after this thing grabbed the back bumper, and you felt
it.
you felt it holding on to you guys as you were trying to leave. I mean, were you shitting your pants?
No, my cousin was.
Really?
Yeah.
Want to call him out?
Yeah. What's his name, Dad?
No. He's down in Florida.
Oh, okay.
He's still alive.
If you ever like talk to him now, do you ever like kind of talk about what happened back then?
We don't talk about that much. I don't talk to him that much.
Okay.
We I don't know. We parted company, I guess. We get certain age. Your own friends, and that's it.
Yeah. Do you think if you ever like saw him again, you guys would, bring it up?
I got his number and everything.
Yeah.
I had to call him up on a Sunday or something.
Yeah. Did you guys did you have like bad dreams afterwards about all this?
No, not really.
Did you ever have another experience?
Yeah.
I was about I'd say 4. And
this is the really good one.
One day my uncle come over to the house. He had a box in his hand. And my father lost his arm.
Mm-hmm. Grandpa? Yep.
Yeah. And he had some kind of a accident in work.
Mm-hmm.
And he lost the arm. And all I see is his bloody shirt and stuff like that. And then I'm sitting there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking out the window, and this thing jumped off like the outhouse. We had an outhouse in the back.
How far did this thing jump down?
I'd say 6 foot. And it jumped down into a, what do they call it? It goes into a basement.
Like a storm cellar.
A storm cellar, that's it, yeah.
They found a dog dead. Puddles.
What?
Puddles.
Yeah. They cover a lot of things up like this.
Yeah, sure. So this thing...
I wasn't sure the first time if he was talking about the dog's name was Puddles or like if the dog was in like puddles of blood.
Oh, I never even thought of that.
I'm assuming that it was
I always
just the
thought he
dog's
said
name.
it was the dog's name was Puddles.
I'm assuming it is.
Did it look at you at all, or?
This was shaped by this thing was actually it didn't have any clothes on. This was like a shadow.
Yeah.
And the thing was standing straight up.
Wow.
And all of a sudden he jumped off and went down, straight down.
Wow.
So, I still remember, like
It really had to make an impression on you. I mean, you're
Yeah.
what 76 years old now,
Just
and
like what I saw.
you
with
can
my
still
sleep paralysis
clearly
thing.
remember what happened.
Yeah. And they tore. I walked past there. I drove past there, and the house is gone.
Oh yeah, sure.
Totally gone.
A lot of
Yeah.
redevelopment and stuff.
Yeah.
When you saw this, did you tell your parents about it?
I told Mom. That was it. Grandma.
And what'd she say?
Didn't
She
believe
said,
him.
"Oh, you're dreaming. You're just
Dreaming.
you know."
Yep.
Well, yeah, that's what you would
She
tell
didn't
someone
believe
that said that.
Yeah.
Right, when the dog died, that's something else.
Yeah.
The dog was yelping.
Sure.
And that was
Weird.
Right.
That
so
is
the dog's
strange.
just yelping,
So it
yelping,
basically
yelping.
killed
Yeah.
the dog.
Gone.
No more dog.
Forever.
Man, what kind of body did it have?
Was it like
It
a
had
cat or
It was a long body, like
And it was standing up like a person.
it was standing up on top of a roof, the outhouse roof.
Sure.
Was it
and it
hairy as
jumped
well?
Down.
Was it hairy too?
No, it was not hairy.
Oh. Okay.
No.
Did you see its face?
Vaguely.
Vaguely.
I just, I blotted it out.
Like it happened.
Blotted
It happened so fast, and you were so scared. I'm sure you were just kind of like, "Wow, is this really happening to me?"
From that day on, I just remember things like that, and I just,
Why wouldn't he?
there's got to be something.
You don't believe it
Yeah,
until you see it.
Oh, absolutely.
That's crazy, Dad.
Have you had any other kind of supernatural experiences?
Yeah, I got married.
So like I said,
Brilliant.
Man,
It's
you're
just
gonna hear
brilliant.
it after you get off the phone here.
Boy, yeah, you better hope we stay on a while.
You might wind up a ghost yourself after you hang up.
That's exactly what happened to me, man, with the sleep paralysis
Man.
thing. It was the black shadow being. I couldn't make out a face or anything, but
like Matt said, man, he's a 70-some-odd-year-old man, and he just brought that right back like it was nothing.
yeah, there's a whole book dedicated to the notion that in some cases children's imaginary friends are actually real entities.
I
forget the
I've
name of
seen
the book.
something along those lines.
But there's
yeah.
actually been some work done on that, like some study of it where they've interviewed,
That's weird.
lots of kids. And the interesting thing is that like the names are always really similar. There's a lot of like really weird things. I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird.
The world is a strange place,
Right,
man.
and we don't know everything.
Maybe it's just a simulation.
You keep going back to the simulation, huh?
That's just like the hot thing.
You on the simulation right now?
That's just the hot theory right now. That's whatever, Elon Musk and everybody else. They all think
Speaking
we're
of
in a
Elon, have you
simulation.
seen the damn robot he's got?
No, I heard about it though. Is it going to be kind of like those guys?
It's going to be like that movie with Will Smith.
What's that other company? Is it like a Chinese company that keeps putting out videos of robots like doing backflips and opening doors and
that's
stuff?
Boston Dynamics.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's an American company.
Oh,
then,
yeah.
I'm assuming
Oh,
Boston
yeah.
Dynamics.
Oh yeah.
You know the
that
Chinese
shit is frightening.
You know the Chinese have some robots too.
Oh, of course. Everyone's got robots.
I heard a story. Maybe this is all complete bullshit. I don't know, but I feel like I remember hearing a story about some robot that the Chinese had that like got loose or like actually like killed some people. Did you hear that story?
No, I didn't hear that.
Mm-hmm.
Now that I could believe, like getting loose in some local Chinese Providence, you know,
man.
and just taking out a small fishing village or something.
God only knows what those people are up to.
That
over
shit's
there.
frightening.
Yeah, man.
All that shit's frightening.
The future.
Speaking of robots, we had a whole conversation on episode 19 with our friend Goodie.
Yeah, oh God.
Goodie's very pro-robot, if you know what I mean. Like, we were talking about robot sex slaves and all sorts of stuff, and somebody made mention about a robot brothel one time, and he was like, what, are you anti-robot?
It was
You're robophobe?
It was a brilliant conversation, let me tell you, folks.
We had so many ridiculous conversations.
We need to just re-air this whole episode at some point.
I mean, if you want, you can definitely go back. It is in the month of September 2020.
There's some
on that one.
Some definite debauchery.
Episode 19. I mean, it's just a bunch of guys getting drunk, really.
Is it debauchery or debauchery?
I think it's debauchery.
Okay, so I was wrong both times.
I think it's debauchery.
Great.
I think.
Well, whatever it is, listen to a little bit of it, folks, because it's funny.
Oh my god.
You know, it's like my nana used to say, man, you give a guy your heart, he'll just try to put his dick in it.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Oh, Nana was a wise woman.
Nana was so wise.
So wise. Wise beyond her years.
Oh,
yes.
Nana.
Nana.
Oh my god.
Nana.
We're gonna have to edit like 90% of this.
I tell you, Scotty, you give a man your heart, he'll try to stick your dick in it.
Oh, I'm telling you, baby. You give a man your heart. He'll just try to put his dick in it.
Try to put his dick in it. Oh,
here's your heart. There's his dick. I'm your nana.
I'm your nana. Your grandfather, when he got back from the war, all he wanted to do.
God bless you, Nana.
That's how your cousins were here.
Yeah,
I was
that's
just
true,
bending
that's
over,
true.
cleaning the closet.
I had to do it. We just beat the Nazis.
When you kill the Nazis, you gotta give the poontang.
Yeah, he was a hero. What did you expect me to do? What did you expect?
The man stormed Normandy.
Yeah,
He's gonna storm my loins.
Yes.
Came home just glowing. Oh God. Oh God.
I bent it over backwards for him.
If he can take shrapnel in the ass, so can I.
Oh. Hey, he was so powerful. It was like an M16 all the time.
He just reloaded and kapow, kapow, kapow.
Oh my God. So,
Man, that was an episode.
so like I said, crude, very, very crude. It's just a bunch of guys getting together, drinking, and telling stupid stories. That whole thing devolved into we started talking about who was your favorite sex, like pick 3 sexy cartoon characters.
And you stole mine.
I did. I totally stole yours, but I didn't mean to.
No, you didn't mean to.
It was great. So
Bugs Bunny dressed up as a woman, right?
Right. That was the Bugs Bunny dressed up like a chick.
Did Donald Duck ever do that?
I don't know.
Was he a cross-dresser?
I don't think so. I feel like Daisy was more the cross-dresser.
Bugs Bunny was ahead of his time, man.
Right?
Let's be honest.
Dude, I mean, Bugs was way ahead of his time.
Like, if he were around today, he would have been on the cover of People magazine for doing that.
He would never be around today. That's the sad thing. The Bugs we remember isn't around anymore.
Yeah.
You know, it's more PC Bugs now. Because he was like making left turns at Albuquerque and like throwing out a racist joke every now and then. And, you know, then like I remember ones where they were like walking around like Hitler and stuff. And Hitler was the bad guy. We were always fighting Germans.
I should hope Hitler's the bad guy.
Right.
He was a not very nice fellow.
He was a pretty bad fascist.
Yeah, man.
But I mean, yeah, we talked about all sorts of shit that night.
Is that still our highest?
I think it's still
number?
our high. I
Yeah.
think we've got like it's one of the well over 100 plays.
Yeah,
and it's funny too because at this point I think we just celebrated 1,000 plays.
Yeah, it was like our
episode 19 was 1,000 total plays that we had gotten.
Our 1,000 play anniversary.
And this is actually, congrats to us, is our 5,000th plays. We've hit that milestone now. So.
Officially.
Yep.
Thank you, everybody.
Just a little bit ago. Thank you guys very much
for listening.
Yeah, I mean, if you listen through that, you're a total fan.
Absolutely. What the hell's the noise going on behind me? Oh, hold on. That's my laptop. That's the Kanye thing. Just started. Yeah.
Oh
hold
my
on.
God.
I'll turn it down though. I don't want to
Oh my
interrupt the
God.
podcast.
Right. I would
Sorry
hate to
about
have
that.
Kanye block us out too. Because that's about right. Oh my God. Oh my God, Dave. Dave just lit up, ladies and gentlemen. He has. I mean, completely the demeanor has changed. The hair has gotten more vibrant.
There's an aura around my body.
He's turning orange. He's glowing.
Watch
Pretty sure
though.
Dave is fully erect. Too.
Watch though. We still won't get the album tonight. I've seen this movie before, brother.
He'll burn the house down, but what? No album tonight for you.
No, man.
No.
It's like an abusive relationship. Me and that guy.
Oh my God. So the whole
Sorry.
Speaking of abusive relationships, so that works.
Yeah.
That leads
You're
into
welcome.
also talking with Goodie. Somehow, I mean, keep in mind, episode 19 had 5 parts, but only 3 aired.
Yeah.
There's a couple of lost segments to episode 19 that will remain lost.
Yeah. They are in that storm cellar that shadow being jumped into.
That was a night that
Jim
we all
Francis's
got together
house.
and we went, you know what, man? We should just party until we can't party anymore and do a podcast about it. All right, let's do it.
And we did.
3 a.m, we tried to talk the pizza delivery guy into coming onto a podcast. And
What a
he was
jerk.
like, nah, man,
Wouldn't
I'm
do
good.
it.
What a turd.
He acted like he acted like it was like the end of his shift and he wanted to go home or some shit.
Right? Dude, we would have tipped you. Seriously.
We would have tipped him
But
huge.
one of the most twisted things that we came up with was you have to be in a devil's 3-way. You familiar with the concept of a devil's 3-way for those at home?
Let the people know.
So if you're a guy, then it would be you, another guy, and a girl. If you're a girl, it would be you, another girl, and then a guy, right?
Yeah.
So it's like 2 up on whatever your preference is.
Yeah.
So, but the kicker here is they had to be dead and historical.
Yep.
Play that clip, man.
That was a tough one for me,
Dude,
man.
it was tough for all of us.
So this is the
all of us.
question I'm
on
asking.
a Devil's Three-Way, 2
The
horns.
Devil's Three-Way.
The Devil's
If
Three-Way,
you can
yes.
have a 3-way, but it has to be with people who are dead. They're not alive.
People that are dead.
They've got to be
Historical dead
They've got to
people.
be historical dead people. Mine is Abraham Lincoln,
Abraham
Mary
Lincoln.
Antoinette.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
Now give me the logic.
I'd
on
really put
Abraham.
some thought into this.
So Abraham, because he's long and lanky, and he's the rail splitter.
Take us up too.
Right? He's taking that bitch to task.
But dude,
And Mary Antoinette, because she was a filthy whore.
That's right.
So she'd be down for all of it.
But how are you going to compete with
Consent.
that? He's going to be like, you know what I
Smart
emancipated?
man.
You know what?
them?
That's the best part, right? That's the best part. I can take a break, and Honest Abe is filling in the gap for both of us. I'm looking so the bad thing here. I'm looking ahead, man. I'm looking
knew
for
your
like
answer right
rest
away.
and
I did.
relaxation.
This is frightening how fast I knew.
She can
It's
take
a little
Abe
weird.
at his manliest.
I was drinking heavily
and I can
that
chill
night,
out for a minute, take a break, maybe
Heavily.
step out back, do a couple pins,
Yeah.
come back in.
Yeah.
She won't even notice.
You won't
He's
even
splitting that rail, boy.
That's right. Like, yeah. So would he be wearing the top hat the whole
I
time?
hope so.
Okay.
I hope he's giving her the stovepipe, man.
Right, like, yeah. Pull my beard. Yes. Tell me how dirty I am. Yeah. 407 years
like
ago, I'm going to come on those chickens.
Just like in the theater, I'm only giving shots to the head.
Yeah. Ah. Oh no. Oh yeah.
He crossed the line.
Yes.
Oh,
I'm going to
God.
emancipate more than yes. Oh,
Good thing no one really knows about us yet.
I'm emancipating the shit out of this conversation.
Absolutely.
Shit
Hey, we
out
have
of
an
it.
audience of 35 people.
Hey, right?
Goody's
Right?
accents are on point.
This is a whole
I know,
new
I
show.
love
We're
it.
Over
doing it all.
1,000
Right, we are
Goodie.
completely.
We need to
Over
get
1,000
that guy
hits.
back on the show.
Well, hold on,
We
I've
did,
got it
for
right
sure.
here for you.
I'm gonna go with Jackie O.
Let me move my bourbon.
Jackie O.
You
was
know
pretty
what?
hot.
That's a good one.
Dave,
We were drinking
That's
bourbon
a great
that night.
one,
But
dude.
who's your next one then? Who's your dude that you're in it with?
Fuck Bobby Kennedy. I don't give a shit. Keep it in the family.
Dave, I'm going to need you to work a little harder.
Out come the Kennedys.
Speaking of shots to the head, can we take this to the kitchen?
Hey, let's go to the bar and get some bitch ass.
Dave, after this is done, you want some clam chowder? Like we can
Some chowder.
Some chowder.
Hey, Bobby.
Yeah.
How do you like those fucking apples, motherfucker?
Right.
Applesauce, bitch.
Fuck you, Bobby.
Oh God.
God.
Jackie and Bobby
it's hard
had
for me to
a
pick
thing.
They
it.
did.
Man.
Everybody had a thing in the kids,
Who's
right?
you want the dude in your threesome with?
Right.
I think that's a good question.
I mean, I'm trying to think of like an attractive.
Gable.
Hey, how about this, Ted Bundy? How about this?
Oh, man.
You guys didn't even hear Ted Bundy.
They fucking stab you in the back of the head there, Dave.
It's literally a backstabber.
yeah, like Ted Bundy. No, I wanted to strangle her, Ted. Like what the fuck?
Here's the reason why I love you.
I wanted to like.
Hold on.
You sons of bitches. Well, who's the dude that ate everybody? The cannibal.
Jeffrey Dahmer.
What was that at the end?
I don't know. I think somebody's phone went off. I that's bad editing.
Oh
on
no,
my
it's
part.
brilliant. I'm glad it was in there.
Oh my god,
because that was a microcosm of the whole show, folks.
Oh Jesus.
Oh, we've
I'm
listened,
laughing right now,
yeah,
and that's the third time I've listened to that.
Yeah, me too. I was just gonna say that's the second time we've listened to it tonight, and my face hurts again. Episode 19, right?
Right, that was episode 19.
Yeah, you guys got to
go back to September of 2020 for that one.
Yeah,
2020's been a good year for. It was a good year for us.
Yeah, I wonder how many
show-wise.
I wonder how many podcasts are still standing that started during COVID, like we did.
Right. A lot of the ones that I've friended and done things on Facebook with aren't around anymore, and I've seen a few of them that have changed names too.
Yeah, that happens from time to time. And fuck, I mean, it's hard to come up with an original name when there's 2 million podcasts.
Well, it's hard to keep rolling script-wise. You know, like if we had a script to this, it would be hard. Instead, we just come down, we make an event out of it. We have a small bar that we party with a little bit.
Yeah, it's easy that way.
There's a lot of Fridays that I go in hungover.
I mean, this is like the most air quotes scripted show we've had in quite some time.
Right.
Actually,
yeah, I've actually got a pad in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We've actually written some things down on some paper tonight, folks.
Show prep.
It's
beforehand.
It's a far cry from my first night on the show when I had like 8 books with me.
Right, 12 books with him and a
6
backpack full of all sorts
colors.
of shit.
Yeah.
Looked like a little nervous college kid.
I was excited.
Right, you were.
I was excited because I got to talk about some aliens, man.
Man. I'm still laughing at the whole Goodie thing.
That needs to be a question that we ask every single guest.
What?
How do you feel about aliens?
Aliens, yes or no?
Yeah, it's a great question to add to just, because nobody wants to talk about the weather. Like, we all talk about the same stupid shit. Tell me, man, what do you think? What do you think about some aliens?
Do we need to ask that question anymore now with the government revealing that we do have aliens?
Well, that's the thing, is they haven't revealed that there's aliens. They just said that we can't rule it out.
Good call.
Yeah.
Good. Damn you, government.
But it's aliens,
fine
bro.
Print.
It's
Of
aliens.
course.
You know this, bro. I don't need to tell you.
If you just had the hair, like sticking straight up like that, that
Georgios Sakakios?
Sakakis?
Something like that. Dukakis?
Right.
Oh, wait, no, that was the guy that ran for vice president.
Hey, didn't Olympia Dukakis?
No, he was vice president. Because remember, he misspelled the word potato. You remember that? When
No, that was Dan Quayle.
Oh, yeah, sorry, my bad.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, no.
Now you got me double.
No, you're right. It was Dan Quayle. It was Dan Quayle.
Because he was like...
because it was like a spelling bee, and some kid on a chalkboard, some kid, they told the kid to spell potato.
Right. I remember seeing that live.
And he spelled it correctly on the chalkboard, and then Vice President Quayle walked over with a piece of chalk and put an E at the end of potato and corrected him. That's some funny shit, man. Wasn't that the good days when, like... That was like the stupidest shit that a president did,
Right.
Those were the good old days. No, Michael Dukakis is the one that
he tried to run against I think it was Bush.
Yeah, and he was
president.
Yeah, and he had the ad where he appeared in the tank, and he was like, like one of the least masculine men ever, and so he was trying to puff himself up by appearing in this ad inside of a tank, and it like totally tanked his campaign.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I forgot about I was too young for that, but I do remember watching the debates.
Yeah, you remember those
I do
debates?
remember watching the debates on that. Yeah, for a while, man. That's all it was religious. We would watch the news every night. Like I would up and watch the news.
Because I'm sure you only had like 4 channels at that time.
Dude, it sucked. Like I didn't get cable until I was sophomore in high school, I think.
Wow.
So like MTV coming to me was, it was past its prime.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you missed.
I missed
you
it
missed
all.
the good days.
Yeah, I missed it all. I got a little bit, but
MTV,
all in reruns.
man. What I mean, fuck. Who even watched? I mean, I guess it's just like 13-year-old girls that watch MTV now, right?
What is it? I saw a meme on Facebook. It was like MTV's turning 30. Thanks for 10 years of solid music.
That is correct, man. Right?
Right?
Oh shit, my button's not up right now. It's okay.
Dang, it should be.
Ding 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 ding.
There you go. Hit the up. Boom. There it is.
I was late on the draw for that one.
That's
I could have
all
done
right.
better
That's
on that one.
That's
Yeah.
all right. But yeah, man, we're definitely gonna have to get Goodie back. We do have some more guests coming up.
We do, but I don't want to announce them yet.
Okay. JT and the Paranormal Son.
Well,
We're gonna
yeah.
have JT on.
We'll announce him, but not the dates.
Definitely going to have him on.
because we don't know dates yet.
We do want to do something coming up for our Halloween episode as well.
That's right. Let's talk about that.
You know, so
if you're listening to this,
you know, kind of, we touched on like Matt's dad's like Jersey Devil story, right? Man, it's still giving me chills just thinking of that one. For real, like, whew.
My sleep paralysis story,
dude. That shit is freaky. You had any more of those lately?
I've only had the one.
Just the one?
At least that I can consciously remember. It's only been that one.
Man. But if you have anything like that, like some kind of personal story or like a connection or if you believe whatever, or if you'd like to come on the show or whatever,
hit us up.
Hit us up. The old 77 podcast at gmail.com. You
That's
can,
right.
you know, get it. Send an email to us that way. Also, you have a story or something that you want to maybe get to us, feel free to, you know, write it down, send it in, or if you want to leave a voicemail, you can do that as well.
That's right, 573-246-0779. Leave us a message on the listener line.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We could use that audio and toss it in the show and talk about it.
Like maybe you lived in a haunted house when you were a kid.
Anything, really.
Maybe you had some weird shit happen to you and nobody believes it.
Right? Do you see things? Like, do you have like a kid that maybe came up and is, kids say weird shit all the time, but, you know, we've talked about the one child who recalled a past life.
James Leninger.
Right? He's what, now in his 20s?
Yeah.
30s maybe?
I think he's in his like maybe mid-20s, something like that. But
he's growing up. I know that.
He was the kid that had past life memories of being shot down in World War II.
Right.
And his parents were able to verify what his name was.
Like they remember writing. I'm assuming they just started writing stuff down.
Yeah, they verified that this was a real guy that existed, and he did in fact get shot down in World War II. And the kid was also able to give the name of his co-pilot, and they were able to verify that. The kid had all of this knowledge of like, you know, how airplanes worked and stuff. Like he was fascinated with all.
I wonder if he still has that.
No, actually, they did like a follow-up interview with him maybe 4 or 5 years ago, and
so he would have been about 20 at that point.
Ish,
okay,
yeah, and he most of his memories and stuff had faded.
Yeah,
he still believed that he was him in the past life, but that's one of the interesting things.
But he just didn't have that connection anymore.
Well, that's one of the really interesting things about the whole reincarnation thing is that that's really, really common. That when you're a small child, you have very vivid memories, but then as you get older, they start to fade.
Right.
And here's another weird thing. Perfect pitch. Do you know what perfect pitch is?
Yeah, it's the ability to just like play a note and then you can call out what it is.
Yeah, you can
identify them by the shape or the color or however you identify the sound.
Yeah, so I could walk over to piano and play, you know, an E flat, and you could be looking in the opposite direction, and you would be able to tell me what note that is.
Oh, that's an E flat.
Which is a very, very rare gift.
But it does happen.
But the interesting thing about it, with perfect pitch, I found out that also is something that children will have, but most of the time, as they get older, they lose their perfect pitch.
I wonder why that is. Probably because maybe our frequencies change as we grow older.
It's a great question, man.
You know, there's that, what is it, that mosquito app that only young people can hear?
Oh, because it's so high pitched.
Because of the frequency.
Yeah, because us old fuckers have lost half of our hearing.
Well, we've been out in the world a while, so it's kind of taken its toll on us now.
Or you're like me and you went and saw like George Clinton and Parliament at the Blue Note, and the bass was so loud that you couldn't hear for like a week afterward.
I'm amazed that building is even standing.
Yeah, dude, that was the loudest. You would not think. I mean, I expect George Clinton to be a little loud, but But I would not. I would not have expected that would like literally be like the loudest show that I've ever been to.
Yeah, I totally expect that.
It definitely was.
You know what I don't expect? Going to Tenacious D and being just rocked my fucking socks off. Being so loud.
Yeah, you thought it was pretty awesome.
Oh yeah. I saw Tenacious D in the Family Arena.
Yeah.
Oh my God. They had the platform down on the ice, so the whole floor kind of moved a little bit back in the day. And these two dudes came out and they opened for Weezer.
Cool.
Oh my God. It was one of the best shows I'd ever been to.
Here's an interesting fact about me that might blow your mind. And it's funny that we're talking about this because I was just talking to the wife about this.
Yes.
I'm a musician, as you may know.
Yes.
I've never seen the School of Rock movie.
What?
With Jack Black. Never seen it.
Really? Mm-hmm. Okay, well, if we're telling weird, like, stupid, silly confessions, I've never seen American Pie. The original.
That's.
I'm at a point now where I cannot. Like 10 years ago, I was at that point.
It's too late.
It's too late. I can't go back and watch it now.
That's how I feel
Even
about.
if it's on TV, I turn it.
Yeah, that's how I feel about every movie ever that somebody is shocked that I haven't seen.
Right.
I mean, you know.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Especially the old ones.
Well, if you were to like go back and watch something that was really great back in the day, it may not hold up. You know?
Yeah.
Reservoir Dogs, I feel like, is one of those examples. Like, it's a great movie in the day, but now if you go back to it and like trying to get into it, if you're not like critical of it, then you know it's going to be a hard one to get into.
It's kind of bland in some parts.
In some parts, and you're like, what is this all about?
I don't feel that way about Pulp Fiction, though.
Yeah, I don't either.
I still think Pulp Fiction is brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely.
I thought Django was brilliant.
Every movie after Pulp Fiction has been phenomenal.
Pretty much.
You know, to be honest.
Yeah. He's got his own style to where like when you watch a Tarantino movie, it's kind of like when you hear Keith Richards play the guitar, you can just tell, oh, that's Keith Richards. Oh, this is a Tarantino movie.
Yeah.
It's very
it's got a distinct style, kind of like Wes Anderson. I really like Wes Anderson flicks, but he's got this weird, quirky, distinct style to him.
Speaking of British musicians, I was sad to hear of Charlie Watts' passing this week. The first. I mean, you know,
that's the first stone to go, right?
Of the current incarnation. I mean, but yeah, man, that sucks.
Speaking of, did we talk about the Nirvana kid?
No, we haven't yet. Let's do that.
But you know what? Like so there's the Nirvana kid. So the little baby, if you've seen the cover of Nevermind, the little naked baby swimming,
chasing after or swimming after the dollar bill.
There's a dollar bill on a hook, right? This is going to become important later.
Yeah, right.
Well, his wang is showing. And the kid is what? I'm talking maybe 6 months old.
Oh yeah, he was.
But clearly, he was an infant water baby.
Yeah,
one that they were trying to like train not to drown. Because that was the thing when I was a kid, right? Kids would always like flop in the pool and drown.
For sure.
So they had a whole program where they would teach kids to swim at an early age. He had to have been one. So he is now mid-20s?
He's like 30.
30 something? Okay. Oh my God, he's even older.
Yeah.
So he's probably 30, 32, I'd say 30 to mid-30s. He's now suing the band, the current two members.
Yeah.
And Courtney Love, I think, because she's in on it too. Anyway,
yeah.
He's currently suing them for, what was it, underage prostitution or...
Yeah, I have to look up
because
exactly.
his wang is out.
Yeah, I have to look up exactly. Wait, here it is. What exactly?
I don't remember exactly what the charge was.
Well,
what he's alleging.
Basically, he's saying that it's like child porn.
Child pornography.
Yep.
Right. And he's suing him for like what, millions?
Okay, so here's the thing about that for me. This dude has recreated this photo like
so many times.
6 times or something.
Right, but he's always fully clothed.
He's done but he's done interviews about it. Like he's
really, really proud of that photo. I mean, it's his claim to fame, right?
It seems that way, which is why it sure seems to me like this is just like a stupid money grab type situation.
It's kind of weird. Like he's a full dude grabbing that money that somebody's dangling while he's swimming.
Like 30 years after the fact.
Right? I mean, come on, man.
I wonder if...
Still chasing that dollar.
I guess there must not be like a statute of limitations on it.
I wondered about that myself. Like if there's a statute on that.
I mean,
I wouldn't think on child pornography, but at the same time, it's like the R. Kelly of child pornography then. I mean, Jesus, I've had 3 albums of that, and it's not been censored at all every time.
I don't know. It all smells a little fishy to me.
Yes. Yeah, and I think the judge, whenever he calls that up, is going to say pretty much the same thing, like dismissed.
Yeah, my prediction is that it will get dismissed.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to go anywhere.
I think it's a nice headline that grabs your attention, but I don't think much is going to come of it.
Right.
We'll see.
That's just stupid.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Right.
Maybe they'll have Dave Grohl up there on the stand testifying.
I hope so. I think that'd be awesome. It'd be even better if Dave walked in through the door to the courtroom was turned into a giant vagina. And he just walked through it.
That's how
like
rock
he was
stars
being
do it.
Birthed into the courtroom.
That's how rock stars do it, man. I really would have thought that Keith would have been the first one to go.
I did too.
Followed by Mick.
Of course.
Followed by Ronnie. I thought Charlie would be the last.
Man, really?
I mean, just because Charlie was always the chill one, like he wasn't even a rock and roll guy. Like he loved jazz.
Yeah, he was like he ran too, right?
He wasn't
he took
like
care of himself.
Yeah, man. Like I'm pretty sure he was not. He did not get too deep into the drugs
No, I
and
don't
shit
think he
the
did
way
either.
Keith and Mick did.
And just I mean, he was a drummer still for the Rolling Stones in his 70s.
No, like I think he was 80 or 81.
Shit.
Yeah, I think he was 81.
So he's in. Okay, so he was touring, doing world tours at 70.
Yeah, at 70. I mean, fuck, he was on.
Right?
He was on.
Keeping up on stage.
He was on tour.
Dude, drummers run in place for hours.
Like-
Those guys put on 4-hour shows.
He was on tour when he died. Like he was not like there, but like they
So
were.
he
They were
died-
supposed to be on tour at that time.
He died on a Stones tour?
Well, like.
Or was it a different band?
No, he was on a Stones tour. I mean, he left the tour because he had some. They didn't disclose exactly what the health condition was that he had.
He didn't have COVID, did
But
he? I wonder?
but like I feel like, I don't know. I'm guesstimating here, but a few weeks ago they announced that he was not going to be on the tour because of some undisclosed health reason.
Okay.
They didn't act like it was anything serious at the time. You know, they basically it sounded like he would probably be back, and then next thing we know, a few weeks later he's gone.
Damn.
So, did you?
I had to look up who he even was.
Oh, did you really?
That's sad to me.
Yeah, I knew who he was. My sister and my dad are both huge Stones fans.
I never was.
Really?
I was more of a Beatles guy.
Love the Beatles too.
You know?
I mean, if I had to pick one, I'd pick the Beatles.
Right.
But the Stones are great.
The Beatles were more like, happy and poppy and I want to hold your hand. And the Stones were more like paint it all black. Let's burn it down.
Yeah. Yeah, they were definitely the more risque
Oh, absolutely.
band.
Yeah.
But as far as overall catalog of music goes, I'm taking Beatles all day, bro.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
They evolved so much from one album.
So
to
let
the
me
next.
ask you this: as a fan, do you feel like the how do I want to word this? Do you feel like that the band is still together out touring? Is that diminishing their legacy?
The Stones?
Yeah.
You mean if they tour without Charlie
No,
Watts?
I'm just saying, like, the fact that they're still out and they're still doing it. Do you feel like that's tarnishing what they've done up till this point?
I mean...
as a fan, like,
No.
are they negatively out there impacting you now? You just see a bunch of geezers up there rocking?
No, man, I think it's badass that those guys can go out there in their 70s and still rock. I mean, especially Mick Jagger, because he's out there
man.
running around like a madman
Right?
the whole time.
Literally running in place.
Yeah, no, I don't think it diminishes their legacy. I mean, you know how it is. Like if somebody dies really young, a lot of times they like instantly become a legend. Like Jim Morrison
Right.
or Janis Joplin.
Well, the
or-
27 Club.
Yeah, all those people. Cobain, of course.
Right.
But no, man,
But then at the same time, you got guys like, I don't know if have you seen Phil Collins lately?
Not lately.
Phil comes out. I mean, he looks like your grandpa.
Yeah.
He's looking really bad. He has to sit down now.
Stevie
'cause
Wonder's kind of let that way.
Stevie's in bad shape, but he's still out there singing, man.
Uh,
Mickey Gilley, if you've ever went to Branson or I think
I've
he's
been
in
to Branson, but I've never seen.
I think he's down there still. I'm not for sure. Hell, he may be dead now. I honestly don't know.
Mhm.
But I remember a few years ago, I had a friend who went down there, and she was super excited to see him. And he was like, they wheeled him out in like some kind of wheelchair, and she said he was like a quadriplegic,
Oh,
like neck
jeez,
down,
man.
and like somebody gave him a microphone and stuff, and I mean it was
not
something,
good.
yeah.
I
But
saw,
like stuff like that, I feel like that negatively impacts their legacy. Like just stop, let
Yeah.
what you put out breathe and enjoy that.
Well, I mean, I would just in the case of the Stones. I mean, if it was a deal where they had to roll Mick out there,
Right.
then I would say, yeah, man, it's probably time to pull the plug. But
I mean, you guys have got enough money at this point, but I can see some like smaller acts that they just have to keep going because they got bills.
you're aware of the conspiracy theory that Stevie Wonder isn't actually blind, right? Have you heard? Do you know that one?
Yeah, I've heard that. That's just.
There's like a couple of videos
But
out
isn't
there.
there like stuff where like something will fall and he'll catch it?
and he'll
or
catch
something?
it.
Right.
Yeah, there's a couple of videos like that. on
he
the
can
internet.
hear probably super well.
But you know what? I've heard that's like an old wives' tale that like if you lose one sense that it enhances the other. I've heard that that's actually just an old wives' tale.
I don't know, man. I think there's something to it. I think there's something to it.
Well, you
just learn different.
The brain is like so adaptable.
Right.
You would think that would be the
you
case.
process differently.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
you're just paying more attention to hearing than you are to looking.
Okay. I may have already asked you this before, but if you had to lose one, which would it be? Your sense of sight or your sense of hearing?
Probably my hearing.
Most people, I think,
And
would say that.
That would suck for me because I do audio for a living.
Right.
Yeah.
My answer is not the same as your answer.
You'd lose the sight?
I'd lose my sight before I lost my hearing.
Why?
Because I'm a musician.
But still, I mean, you could still see it. You could still play it. You would know you were playing it. I mean, you may not be able to hear it, but if you could definitely feel it.
Yeah. I have a very close friend, a musician friend, who used to go to the Missouri School for the Deaf and play music for them.
See? There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially the lower frequencies, the bass frequencies.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
Kick drums.
Yeah.
You know?
Take the bass in there, the big cajones.
Yeah. I mean, trust me, if I were in that situation, I would still seek out music one way or another.
That's just your jam, man. That's just how you're wired.
If I lost one of my arms or something and I couldn't play guitar.
Dude, you'd Def Leppard it. I know you would.
I don't know if I would Def Leppard it, but I would definitely like keep creating music, at least like on my computer.
You'd do something with a MIDI.
Yeah, I would do. Yeah. I would just do it all on my computer.
You could probably actually play with a MIDI.
You know, they have MIDI guitars now.
Yeah.
That trigger MIDI.
That's just what I was saying. You could probably play the guitar with a MIDI.
Probably like 90% of the people that are listening to us right now are like, "What the fuck is MIDI, man?"
So there's a different kind of controller and a plug-in that you can use. Like Dave had a thing earlier, and he turned his computer into like he said every key on it would make a different sound. So he basically turned his computer into an instrument.
Yeah, you can do that, man, with some of these programs. Right. Now, the ideal situation is you hook up like an actual thing that looks like a keyboard,
right?
You know, but if you're like on the go or whatever, and you don't have all your gear with you, you can do it just by touching the keys on your MacBook.
Right,
you know?
that's super cool.
Which is pretty dope. Yeah,
that's oh my god, like 10 years ago. That would have been even cooler. I remember they had it, just wasn't that good.
The problem for me is just keeping up with all the technology because it changes so fast and
every day, man, every day.
Mm-hmm.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Man, this has been a fun episode.
It has, man. Why don't you hit us?
Going back and reliving some of our favorite old memories.
We talked about our very first episode, episode 5, episode 8, with
19.
Matt's dad. Episode 5, Dave showed up.
Thanks for keeping me around.
Thanks for hanging out with us,
I
man.
always joke with people when I tell them about how I ended up on this podcast. I always say, like, I keep waiting for Scott and Maddie to tell me there's been a mistake. Sorry, Dave, we don't want you.
No, man, no.
We were just saying that, but here I am, man.
Here
I'm
you are,
still
man.
here.
Yeah, all the way back in episode 5.
Glad to be with you guys, man.
Thanks for hanging with us, man. And then we had our boy Goodie, who we're going to have back.
Can't wait to have him back.
I just saw him at visitation, and he was like, man, we gotta get together.
Yeah, at school visitation,
yeah,
you said.
I see him every year at well, this will be my last year, I think.
If nothing else, once a year,
right?
You can depend on
that. I always got him there.
And we know when he comes back, he'll be rocking the bear claw for sure.
Oh my God, that guy is so cut now. It's ridiculous. I remember Chunky Goodie. He's like handsome Goodie now.
He is. He's like he's like Fabio or
Holy
something.
Holy jeez, I want to kiss him.
He's ripped.
Right? Oh my God, he is Fabio.
I used to be ripped back in the day for a little while.
I was never ripped. This is the most ripped I've been, and I'm pretty fluffy now, so.
Maybe someday I'll try to get ripped again.
I probably won't.
I'm too busy for that shit now.
Thanks to our friends, speaking of rip, thanks to our friend Biscuit Strength.
Yeah, that's right.
That dude could pull a phone booth in half, I'm pretty sure, with his bare hands.
He does phone books.
I'm talking the whole booth, man, metal and all. Just
yeah, like 8 decks of cards at once, I think, right?
Jesus, that's ridiculous.
Shout out to Jeff City Paranormal Society.
Yep, they're our Patreon patrons, and thanks to you for hanging out with us.
Yeah, can't wait to see you guys again next week.
Talk to you soon. Peace out.
Bitches.
All right, man.
Very nice.
I got to do a little.